This is Luke Paulson, the Catholic Conservative, and welcome to the news of the week for December 30th, 2023. And if you enjoy these videos, do not forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more. Removing Brandon from the ballot. If Colorado judges can remove President Trump from the ballot over imaginary charges, Texas can remove Brandon over charges that we have documented. President Trump never told the people to enter, and in fact he told them to leave, even as at least one of them was getting a tour. Brandon's overseas deals as vice president have not been disputed. The only defense that he and Korean Affirmative Action Hire will give is that the claims are silly. This is because they cannot dispute the facts. If the Supreme Court does not overturn this, we need to take Brandon off of the ballot. After all, fair is fair. Speaking of the Supreme Court, Trump's trial delayed. The Supreme Court, in denying a claim, has ensured that March will not be the day that President Trump meets his persecutor.
Don't you mean prosecutor? No!
The fake news is so upset that President Trump is pushing back the trial over more imaginary charges that my mug is overflowing. The irony that this is the very thing that they did with Hunter Biden completely escapes them. I do not think the goal is to delay, nor do I think this is a coincidence either. Another gay show for children. My niece is so obsessed with the show CoComelon that it cannot even be mentioned in passing in that house. If I had known that the show was produced by Netflix, I might have said something. Either way, the producers have decided to not only put in a gay couple, but to put in a cross-dressing boy. This show is by no means the first to use this indoctrination, or will it be the last? We need to hit these companies right in the wallet. Only watching moral content on these networks is like buying gum from a liquor store because you disagree with drinking. The entire service needs to be removed from every single computer and mobile device. These companies may want to indoctrinate your children, but they care about their profits so much more. Therefore, take away the only thing that they really care about. Supporting Operation Mockingbird. Operation Mockingbird is here to remind you to never question the official narrative. Project Veritas, before the coup, had trouble with the New York Times. After the FBI raided O'Keefe's home and stole his reporter's notes, the New York Times was right on the case. They were able to get their hands on several documents from the FBI. They also published the documents that were obtained during the raid. Naturally, O'Keefe, now under OMG, is still fighting for justice in all of this. However, the judge has ruled that O'Keefe does not have a case. Justice truly is blind and favors the New York Times and other big-name publications. The judge probably favors anyone who does not question the official narrative. Recall that this was all over Ashley Biden's diary, which Project Veritas never actually published. They even tried to return the diary to its proper owners. In truth, the raid against these journalists was bound to happen eventually. Note that there was never a raid like this under Trump. Only Brandon. Just like how his boss spied on the Associated Press. Stabbing at Grand Central Station. I've said on more than a few occasions that the Second Amendment saves lives. One reason I say that is because criminals do not follow laws. That is why they are criminals. It is in the name. On Christmas Day, a man stabbed 2 girls in Grand Central Station. That is the headline that you may have seen, but once we remove our CNN glasses. On Christmas Day, a black man who wanted white people dead killed 2 white girls in Grand Central Station. The same man was previously arrested over violent crimes and got out on a plea. We have 2 main takeaways from this story. 1. Racism exists in every melanin concentration. 2. Criminals will find a way to kill people, and disarming the population does not help. I would have loved to see that scum just be shot between the eyes. Some people deserve no mercy. However, a state like New York wants to depend only on the police, which are not only overworked, but may be defunded tomorrow. However, the violence here is nothing compared to what is happening around the world, such as in Nigeria. Massacre in Nigeria. 160 Nigerian Christians were killed and 500 were wounded on Christmas by Muslim jihadists. Winston Churchill is quoted as saying, "When Muslims are in the minority, they are very concerned with minority rights. When they are in the majority, there are no minority rights." While there is no evidence that he said this, it is true. Around the world, and with few exceptions, violent Muslims only come from predominantly Muslim countries. The conquest of Northern Africa by Muslims early on led to their foothold in the region today. As such, attacks like this are nothing new. However, it is a good reason to keep certain people out. Obama placed several countries on a list noting that they were hotbeds of terrorism. President Trump took the list and banned travel from these countries. Some places are so dangerous that their approach should raise a red flag. This is one more reason why Egypt is taking proactive action. Border control for Egypt. It is no secret that the entire Middle East is a ticking time bomb that is ready to go off at a moment's notice. Recently, we have learned that Egypt is securing its border to keep refugees out. We already know that Hamas was keeping them out, and now Egypt is keeping them from entering their country. This would not be an issue if Hamas would just end its genocide against Israel, but that will never happen. Even if it was not Hamas, it would be another group. Back to Egypt. They are preventing the Palestinians from fleeing to Egypt. Is it possible that they fear there are Hamas sympathizers that will be in the mix to set up bases in Egypt?
After the war, Shield was founded, and I was recruited. The new Hydra grew, a beautiful parasite inside Shield.
I cannot rule that possibility out. The fact remains that this area is not safe for Abraham's seed, and never will be. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker, but that is just my opinion. And do not forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more. But before you go, on the left I have last week's video, but you may also enjoy the video on the right.